Kusangpo and a very warm welcome to Bhutan This Week, our weekly news magazine program, and I'm Sherab Sangmo. Our top stories for this week. Home Minister Damchudoji says the government will stand by the Parliament's decision on the recent pay revision. 34 new HIV-positive cases have been detected in the country in the last 6 months from the 1st of December till the end of June. And the Australian government will provide 51 Master Scholarship for Bhutanese under its Development Award Scholarship for 2015, the highest so far. There has been much hue and cry over the recent pay revision, with many sections of the society calling for a relook into it. The government, however, maintains it will stick to the decision of the Parliament.
Speaking to our producer Chimidoji on the Doxil program last evening, the Home and Cultural Affairs Minister said the recent pay revision is under criticism, but the government will go ahead with it.
jirdangi chegi teka hibdalu te namle di chajuk bego mosochin ngache gyong chodu nalu nyusilem bogi te ma twejibe tsukdigibe te chodu nalu pyugi nimale te chajuk bego bi inre da zatimde tibdalu di ngombabe chaju tumdi te namle ngache gi jijani mosochin me ngadar mochegi te le te kaino na chodu chamchi te dilu delebe chaju te bego bi sunila 다니 벤디기다 명아들 모실레 대 야라마 가제수 대 펩치스 주니라 대 열레 차주제 나이 대다 대 다리나버고 대 뉴질 생각이 거들레 대디 가제수 중스 주니라 아니 보들로 다 뉴지 뉴포 렌쪽이 대다 중기 뉴주달로 대 튀우달로 디 인다 듬비기 인지질레 차주 배고배 하늘에 구축디 뱅아치기 대 뉴포디 지출레 차주 두미기 뉴포디 야신잡디 피니베 대베이 아니 보들로 대다도 인다 dim비기 인세다리 디 인세 주지 다네 보들로 다도디 아니 도레스 합던 예치 두시니라 대디 투자제라 먹어디 나치기나 지속이 남르다 티지라 대 차주 재미다 티지라 대텔 인다 dim비기 인세 찔레 고축디기베 다리기 인다 dim비 디 좁지 대텔 가로로 평우시니라.
On the National Council's decision not to accept the pay hike until the country's economic situation improves, Lempo Damchu said the move disrespects the decision of Parliament.
공기디 고니베 딜랑고두 데 마파디 미글디안스 레지미메 임달루 다디 야렛 나미기 되뎁디술라 다 티디베 인치미치 베고세 영 초디금 말레 디다 티 미티 티디 베고 민두 다랭아 치벤주기냐 등다 티우달루 디 진추베세 디 공기열기 주지디 참에 땅으로 공기 인치미지 디다 티디 베고 마티오징 같이 때돌 저리뉴퍼 밀랭 같이 디다 디 디루 찬이 베미수세 라바진 대안디 팀레게 메나스 노멜라.
When asked about the taxation policy, Lempo said taxes are inevitable.
다 dumdari 다 마케우즘 집어진 데 제로디 로린차라 찌오치 마음주 남심 야주 바콩디 디다티 쪼테베 야주 마수 디나스니랑 저기가 합날로 다도 데다 진종기 세로디 잠지람 마수 집이기 서르기 세로이 타가 힘들로 전용로기 데다 잡주르다 약합 쟁기 데 도람데 잡주르 땐디기 되미치 순이라 다니 도람데 잡주디 데 뒤따보는 미드스 순이라 디 남이남 지스 로기 아우 당아제 아님질에 베미스베스 잡샵 주용할래 땡아제 서르기 라드수 데 가트레 땐디기베 베니모 데 안숭아제 투지는 거 순이라.
On the vehicle quota, Lempo said the government is looking at revoking the decision of the last parliament to provide money instead of quota.
다리 가지르기 뉴폴렌스 니바기 데들 레지메 투지나디기베 다 디디 까곱진 노스 같이 다 디까심날레베 데 코타기 튀베디베 데 미레르루 붐치다 통토 투치리 피마진 레중 원니메세디베 데가 저를 랭이주스나 투이스 슈니라 데 랭이주스게 데 디에 노스미 레짐 치미스가 지치스나 투이스 슈니라 데 지스나 투디베 데 베오델루 다 뉴폴렌스기 데 니주나 가데베 두서진 다 디디 같이 주입디스 잠치메 마시나 나저기 지속이 튀미드스르에 데디 코타디 마주마베 튀디 빙고두세 다니베 쭉디베두스니라 당아지 지스나 순나면갈레 데 지속이 튀미드스 데 해마기 공라기 튀미기 톱당기 짜팀지도 발레 해말레로소소 데 아니데 티비응을로 공 디코타디 톱비메 대가 저기 더 짜팀디 참여 당서 면둘라. 그래서 줄치 잡고 왜 담아질로.
A staggering 34 new HIV-positive cases have been detected in the country in the last 6 months, from the 1st of December till the end of June. This takes the total of number of people detected with HIV to 380. Of the 34 new people living with HIV, 2 are minors aged 2 and 3. 25 of them are aged between 20 and 39, while the remaining 7 falls in the ages between 40 and 49. In terms of gender, 18 are male and 16 female. The National HIV/AIDS and STIs Control Program of the Department of Public Health updates HIV status every 6 months. It says 13 of the new cases were detected through the voluntary counseling and testing services, 6 through medical screening, 5 through construction site screening at the hydropower project health camps, and 9 through contact tracing. The first HIV case in the country was detected in 1993. This year marks 20 years of HIV/AIDS in Bhutan. The Australian government will provide 51 master's scholarship for the Bhutanese under its Development Award Scholarship for the year 2015. Comparing to the past few years, this will be the highest number of scholarships given to Bhutan.
Officials from the Australian High Commission in New Delhi said giving more scholarships to Bhutan is nothing but purely based on budgetary conveniences of the Australian government. For the next year's intake, the Australian government will provide 51 scholarships under master's program only for Bhutan. 46 Bhutanese were given scholarship this year, while in 2013, 44 Bhutanese went to pursue their masters in Australia. The Australian government provides this scholarship under Development Award Scholarship for only master's program to South Asian countries. In case of Bhutan, Royal Civil Service Commission and the Labour Ministry are the focal agencies to deal with the Australian government on the scholarship. The scholarship is granted in a way that 60% is given to the civil servants, while 40% comprise of corporate and private employees. Since 2007, close to 500 Bhutanese went to Australia under various Australian government scholarships. Meanwhile, Bhutan Australian Alumni Association was also launched in the capital yesterday.
Alumni are very important to the Australian government. Building on the Australia Awards program, we want to see the association with Australia and with each other continue when you return home to Bhutan. That is why the Australian government is supporting the establishment of alumni networks and associations such as this, supporting the development of alumni through professional and social links, and establishing a network of leaders with strong links to Australia to enable stronger relationships between our countries.
The Australian government has been providing educational scholarships to Bhutan since the Colombo Plan period in 1950s. Compiled for Pemalhadan, Pemasuki for BBS News.
Deshan Sangmo, a class 10 student of Phinsiling Higher Secondary School, has won the 2014 Golden Youth Award.
It was a proud moment for Deshan Zangmo as she was crowned the 2014 Golden Youth. Deshan received the Golden Youth Award from the President of the Youth Development Fund, Her Majesty the Queen Mother Tsingpem Wachu. Deshan is a class 10 student of Phinsiling High Secondary School. The students at the camp are the best of the best. They were selected from among 10,000 students, so they are winners as well. Being able to participate in this award camp is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Even if you pay, it would be difficult to get opportunity to take part in a camp as good as this one. So I urge my friends to share the experiences and knowledge gained from the camp to their friends back in their school. 80 Class 10 students from across the country took part in the week-long Golden Youth Award Camp this year, which ended yesterday. Leki Doji is one of them. He had come all the way from Pome in Trashigang to take part in the Golden Youth Award Camp. This was his second visit to Thimphu after his first visit 12 years ago. He said life back home and life in Thimphu is totally different. He said it is a privilege to participate in the camp and that the experience has been enriching.
How much ever potential and energy one has. When you compete with other friends, we realize that they have got their own talents and potentials. I have learned that winning and losing is part of the game. So whatever we do, we should never lose hope and give up. I also learned that the key to success is hard work. I am going to share all this to my friends.
The Golden Youth Award Camp was started in 2008 to recognize and reward excellent students. The Education Ministry says it has plans to replicate the camp in the Songkhags as well. Compiled for Namgewachu, Sonam Chudan, PBS News.
Collection of donation for kidney patients will not be allowed henceforth. The Home and Culture Affairs Ministry came out with a decision recently. The move comes following reports of friends and relatives of the patients misusing the donation fund.
With a growing number of people suffering from kidney diseases, the number of people seeking donation to treat the patients has increased. But not all donations have served its purpose. In some cases, friends and relatives of the kidney patients have been found misusing the donation fund. This has prompted the Home and Culture Affairs Ministry to disallow collection of donation for kidney patients. The decision, however, has left the Bhutan Kidney Foundation worried. The issue was discussed extensively at the first ever kidney patients meet held in Thimphu yesterday.
The patients' party have the plan to seek the financial donation for the treatment. At the same time, we have heard that many people are misusing the Manila. At the same time, people are trying to take advantage. Those people who are drunkard. At the same time, those people who are unemployed, they are trying to misuse that letter to raise the fund.
Judge Namge said donation should not be stopped as many patients are poor. Instead, he said it is important to come up with measures to stop misuse of donations.
We have heard that patients' party are buying a car, and at the same time buying a land. At the same time, building a house.
The participants, including kidney patients and their relatives, also suggested solutions to overcome the problem.
There are many people who want to donate, but they are confused and don't know where to donate. If Bhutan Kidney Foundation or Bhutan Telecom could organize campaign to raise money through text messages, it would be helpful as it is more convenient. Donation box made of steel should be provided by Bhutan Kidney Foundation or Home Ministry. The box should have lock and key facilities. The box should be labeled with either the foundation or ministry's logo. The keys of the donation box should be kept with them.
The Bhutan Kidney Foundation will discuss on the recommendations of the meeting with the Home and Culture Affairs Ministry. The kidney patients are hopeful that their suggestions would be taken into consideration by the ministry. Chetan Dukchu, PBS News.
18 trucks have been waiting outside the PCAL depot in Gelifu to unload cement for about 2 weeks now. The consignment could not be unloaded due to a drop in sales, which has led to a lack of space in the depot. Truckers are worried that the cement will get damaged.
It has been about 2 weeks that these truckers have been waiting in front of the PCL depot in Gelifu. They are waiting to unload the cement they brought from the PCL factory in Gomtu. And every day, 1 to 2 trucks arrive at the depot carrying cement loads, adding to the number. The depot in charge explains the reason for not being able to unload the cement.
The sale these days is not as good as before. I don't know if it is because of the monsoon or there is no budget, but the sale is not good like before. In the past, the sale used to be about 180 tons per day. The minimum we sold was about 90 tons. However, construction is going on and I can't say if it is particularly because of the monsoon or it's because of budget for developmental activities not being released. I cannot say anything.
Since sales dropped, hardly a truckload of cement is sold every day. The depot has a capacity for only 4 truckloads. Meanwhile, truckers are worried the cement will get spoiled in the heat and rain. And should the cement get damaged, who is going to bear the losses? The truckers said they are just transporters and they cannot be held liable for any damages as they have been waiting in the rain for about 2 weeks now.
Some came on 1st, I came on 5th. For some it's been like 15 and 16 days now. We reached the goods till here and now the problem is the heat and humidity can damage the cement. If it gets damaged, who will take the blame? Are we to be blamed or who's to be blamed? Because it has been a while now. Had it been 1 or 2 days, there would have been no problem. And moreover, it's rainy season at the moment. Secondly, many of us have been stuck here about 15 to 16 days now and will not be able to pay the vehicle loan.
We have to repay our loan on time. The bank will not entertain any kind of excuses, so it is a problem for us.
The transportation of cement is tendered out on contract basis annually. We tried to contact the contractor but was not available for comment.
There is a loading problem here. We talked to the transport service and they said it is not their problem because we came forcefully. How can we get into a factory forcefully and load the cement without authority? They said if cement gets damaged, it is our risk. We talked with the transporter. They said they will decide, but today the phone is switched off. If we cannot unload, the cement gets damaged. We cannot take the risk.
In the midst of all this, the truckers are running out of money as they have to pay for their meals and worst, they are not sure how long the wait is going to be. Ishori Gurung, BBS News, Galifu.
Nearly 10,000 birds have died in poultry farms in Sirang and Sarpong within the last 3 months. It has been confirmed that the deaths have been caused by infectious brucell disease or IBD, a highly contagious disease of young chickens. According to officials from the Department of Livestock, the disease does not pose a threat to human life.
Over the last 3 months, more than 7,000 birds from 20 poultry farms in Serpongtar town, Digiling and Samtaling Gyeogs under Serpong Zongkhak have died of IBD. The disease affects chicks that are between 3 and 6 weeks. According to a veterinary doctor from the veterinary laboratory in Gyeongju, the disease is contagious.
Over the past 4 months, there has been mortality of let's say approximately more than 7,000 birds, and there are every chances that people might be panicked, thinking that it might be like avian influenza wherein human life were at risk. But I would like to inform the people here that it's not at all related to avian influenza, and it doesn't pose any threat to the lives of any human beings.
Poultry owners who have lost over 100 birds to the disease are disheartened.
I have incurred loss after purchasing the chicks and chicken feed. I hope I can make up for the loss with the chicks that are alive. If the remaining also die, then I will be incur more loss.
First, about 300 chicks died. Today, another 20 died. I have been giving medicine.
According to the Gyeong administration, it has been rendering all the help it can whenever they receive reports of the disease from the poultry owners.
As soon as we receive call from people, we go to check, but then it is almost dead. We consulted the veterinary doctor and went to the site to examine. We are also giving medicine.
The disease has been reported in Sirang, where over 2,500 birds from 14 poultry farms under Gosaling, Solinkar and Patsaling Gyeogs have died. Farmers said they have incurred loss and would be grateful if the government helps them.
टीनी ना आनी दी तातो ची इन्फर्मेसन गचिलो माबेला
एक दुई पैसा खेलाउने एक दुई पैसा हामीले बढाएर पोल्ट्री फार्म बढाएर लान सक्दाखेरि चाहिँ अब सबैलाई फाइदा हुन्थ्यो भन्ने एउटा
Meanwhile, the Department of Livestock is investigating how the disease started and ways to prevent it. Compiled for Puba, Ishari Gurung, BBS News, Giliful.
This year marks 25 years of the UN Convention on the Rights of Children. The deputy representative of UNICEF Bhutan says it is difficult to assess or comment on the state of child right and protection and violence against children in Bhutan because there is no or very little data on it.
The deputy representative of UNICEF Bhutan says Bhutan is doing exceptionally well in terms of fulfilling every child's right to education. He, however, said it is difficult to comment on the core child issues in the country, including the state of child protection and violence against children.
There is very few data on child protection. And we are currently making a study on violence against children, and we hope to have the result and the prevalence next year. So that's very difficult to respond to it because we don't know very well the situation. And that's why we need this research and data to better understand the situation, to be able to respond to it. So in terms of what we call in general child protection and violence against children, there is very few data. It's very difficult to respond to it.
A nationwide art competition was held last month. Through art, the children expressed challenges and opportunities in fulfilling their right to learn and grow. 80 of them were selected to take part in the week-long summer art camp in Thimphu. It was organized by UNICEF in collaboration with the Education Ministry, Bhutan Postal Corporation and VAS Bhutan to mark the 25th anniversary of the UN Convention on the Rights of Children. 6-year-old Karma Finso Choden, a Class 1 student of Tsimalakha Primary School in Chuka, is one of the 80 selected students. This was the first time she had taken part in an art camp. She was the youngest participant at the camp that was held on the theme Imagine Our Future. Apart from teaching the children about art, they were also made aware about child rights and other social issues by various guest speakers. The deputy representative of UNICEF Bhutan also mentioned it is important for the children to know about their rights.
But what we can see also in terms of the different drawings they are doing, and for instance, children from remote area are drawing school, are drawing hospital, and that's, if they didn't know how to formulate their right, it means they know what is it already, or they know what they wish. They want to go at school, they want to have proper health service, they want to be healthy, so that they know already without saying it, they have an idea of what is their right. But now that helps them to formulate it and to know why.
The camp, which ended today, had participants from 33 schools in 12 zonkags.
Before, I have not much heard about child rights, but since I came here, I was more startled to know about some issues, and some visitors had come here to explain their experiences, and I was touched by it, and I nearly cried.
Before, I don't know my child right, so I was bullied by everyone, and I stayed. I became sad, stayed home, lonely. But I know the child's right, so I can speak my voice.
As the camp ended today, the students showcased their work. Karma Finso Choden, who loves to paint and draw, aspires to pursue painting as a passion and hobby. With additional support from Chimidem, Sonam Choden, BBS News.
Planning for the much-awaited Gelifu Industrial Estate is complete. It was supposed to be implemented beginning this year, but could not materialize. Our reporter in Gelifu finds out why.
The Gelifu Industrial Estate will be established in an area spanning over 100 acres. It falls between the Gelifu town and the Gelifu domestic airport. Map for the estate has been prepared from last year. The Tomde had plans to distribute the land to private individuals beginning this year and start works at the site. However, it could not materialize as 52 acres of land identified for the industrial estate has been included in the Gelefu domestic airport. Meanwhile, a replacement has been identified near the Army Welfare Project, for which the Tomde has to develop a new plan. The Gelefu Tomde is hopeful that it will be implemented by next year.
50% of the area falls within the no construction zone, so we have to replan as per the replanning as per the remaining areas. So we are ready with the plan, but we are also getting ready for the demarcation of the plots by August. So it seems we will be able to hand over the plots and execute the plan by 2015 only.
According to the plan, factory showrooms will be established along the highway, while the automobile workshops and other factories will be situated at the back of the showrooms. Kampal for Puba, Ishorigurung, BBS News, Gelefu.
For the first time, students of Drugso walked the ramp in the fashion design competition among the youth, and the 7 models with special needs stole the show. All of them were taking part in the competition for the first time in their life.
It was a moment of great pride for these Drugso students to get an opportunity to walk the ramp and face the crowd. They have speech and hearing impairment, and most of them lived with their relatives. Their passion and interest had brought them to the competition. Sonam Zamo, who lives with her uncle, wanted to pursue a career in modeling. She wasn't confident since she cannot hear well and stammers. She studied till class 8. Like Kille, Poultry also wants to be a model. He says he wants to inspire his friends with special needs.
They were really good. They were really good. When they first joined the fashion show, they were not that good, but now they have showed lots of improvement.
The fashion design competition, the first of its kind for youth, was organized by Go Youth Go and Youth Media Center in collaboration with Drugso. Chetan Dubchu, BBS News.
The footprints and signs indicating presence of wild elephants in Shumar and Zovelgeoks in Pemagatsel have raised concern among the locals there.
Looking at the footprints that have dented the loose soil, locals say there is just one elephant. No damages were caused except for a few maize plants and banana groves. The people of Pangthang Daza under Zovelgeok and Kenadang under Shumar Geok were alarmed to see the footprints and feces of the elephant. The village Sokpa said people are worried as some of them claims to have seen the elephant still loitering at some nearby villages. The Zongkak forest officer said the elephant could have stayed away from herd while migrating, or it could be an individual orphaned while young, and said people should not be alarmed about it. The elephant was said to be first seen on 30th June. Kampal for Tinle Dojin, Pemagatsel, Tenzin Doji, BBS News.
Well, that is all we have for you this week. Join us again next week for yet another edition of Bhutan This Week. Until then, this is Sharab Sangmo saying goodbye. Bhutan.